Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty. Uh, Look, people, I've been on the go for almost a couple days now, and I am ready to talk Steeler football. First and foremost, we were going to review the big win at home against the Packers, and also we were going to have the Sheik back on from Cleveland, but he's a little under the weather, and I want to give a speedy recovery shout out to Sheiky. Wish you well, brother. He wanted to come on tonight and talk football, but he was under the weather and he couldn't make it. But we wish him the best, and hopefully one of these days we can get him back on soon and let him swear and curse and holler, because I'm sure he's got a lot to be bitching about when we start talking about the Cleveland Browns. He is not happy. That's even though they're 6-3, we'll talk about that later. Hey, Benjamin, good evening. Thanks for tuning in as always, brother. Chris Elliott, thanks for tuning in. Timmy Palmer, thanks for tuning in. So I got some comments here. Oh, cool. All right. Thanks, April. Cool. What was the name of the podcast? Benjamin says the Steelers are going to win, and his scores are very, very high. 35-17. Benjamin, God bless you. But we haven't scored. Oh, hi, Shane. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, we haven't scored 30 points. We're getting very, very close. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, 23, the Packers 19. Kenny, here's some stats for you. It's not good in the quarterback department. Kenny Pickett was 14 out of 23, 126 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. Okay, they ran the ball, and they ran the ball for 205 total yards. The best performance this year in rushing. The line, it's a little better. This team reminds me of the early days of Cowers, where they played conservative and ran the ball in our defense. But we'll get back to the defense here because there were some major injuries again this week. Najee Harris. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guess who's in the house? Kal-El. No, I need to watch him, though. Yeah, that's a big waste of money. $235 million. And he's probably can't even use his hand to play the PS5. So, but Najee Harris, 16 rushes, 82 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 receptions for 14 yards. They didn't throw a lot. And Jaylen Warren had his first 100-yard game. He had 15 rushes. He had 101 yards and 1 touchdown. It was a nice run, too. So like I said, they rushed for 205 rushing yards. George Pickens, I thought, was going to have a big game. Now, I tried to parlay in FanDuel to win some big money the other day, and I took the Steelers to score on defense. Kenny Pickett to throw for 300 yards. I know it's fucking crazy. I know, but I figured the Packers secondary was shitty. Maybe, with George Pickens, and George Pickens had to get a touchdown. None of that happened. Hey, Steele, how you doing, brother? None of that happened. So Craig from Patton, thank you for tuning in, sir. As always, Craig has always been, on this show for many, many years. I appreciate the support, brother. Thank you so much. He's giving a big shout out in Patton, Pennsylvania. He's listening to the show, and I know he's watching wrestling. I know he is. So, okay, Steele says Najee needs to start hurdling people. Yes, and run through them motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm afraid Steele he's going to break a hip. I don't know why he has to do that. Just run forward. I don't know. But, I'm happy to run the ball. Now, I might want to get your take on Kenny Pickett. Steele, since Canada's down in the press box, now that people are starting to say it's a little bit of both now. I don't know. I just think they want him to be conservative. They don't want Kenny Pickett to lose games. That's what cost an important first down on an Najee run. Well, the thing is, like the Steelers defense, TJ Watt had 1 sack and 7 tackles. Keanu Neal and DeMonte KZ both had an interception. Mark Mancini, I'll be seeing you tomorrow for Wrestle Talk across the country. Mark Mancini just had a birthday the other day. Big shout out to Mark. Big co-host, super producer, has a lot of shows on his radio channel. If you guys, like podcasting and radio stuff, listen to Mark Mancini. I always share his stuff. He does the Eternal Bum podcast. He does he talks about Pirate Baseball. He has so many podcasts on his radio. Just check out Mark Mancini. Hey, Brandon Falcone. I'm sure Daryl Grandy might pop on. I got to get him as a guest because everybody just loves that guy because he loves Matt Canada. But still says they got to throttle Kenny down until they're losing. They need to open it up more and start playing around. Stop playing not to lose. That's the conservative way. And that's terrible. Terrible. But the Steelers were outgained. The Packers had 399 yards. Steelers still have not crossed the 400-yard mark, 324. But the Pittsburgh Steelers scored in the first 3 drives, first time this season. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was something to see. It was something to behold. So if you went to church, you actually seen it. So, but the Steelers are winning in ways that we can't even fathom. The Steelers, no other team has done this in 90 years. I'm pulling stats out the yin-yang. Being outgained for the 9th straight time. Hasn't done in 90 years. And we're 6-3. We're lucky to be 6-3. Like the last 2 games, interceptions at the last second. And the thing is, though, because let me get to the Packer stats real quick. Jordan Love, 289 yards. He was 21 out of 40, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Running back A.J. Dillon, 9 rushes, 70 yards. Okay, our run defense was so-so, but we were getting lit up in the pass. Our secondary is bad because Minka is still out, and I don't know when he's coming back. Chris Ward, thanks for tuning in. Still, Broderick Jones looks like the real deal. And the thing is, guys, that is the first time I have seen a tackle trap in I don't know when. Maybe the 80s, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember the last time I saw a tackle trap. Tackle pulling and trapping. I mean, he blew a hole out. Still says, I don't care what people say about luck. Good team wins games like that. I know. Okay. But we're also lucky, too. Luck's good. You know what I mean? That's like, you're at the bar and it's 2:00 and you're lucky to get something, It happens. I mean, I would just like to see a little bit of more cohesiveness in the offense and Kenny being able to throw a little bit. Beth Ann from Florida, thank you for tuning in. How is it going? Fellow Steeler fan down in Florida. So, and like receiver Jalen Reed led all the receivers, 5 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. The offensive line for the Steelers actually held the Packers to 1 sack. But I will say it was a nail-biter of a game. I was doing stuff on the sports app with my buddy TA from Steelers Realm podcast. And then, it was kind of cool. You can download this app and you can actually you could talk during the whole Steeler game. And they had like 50 people I got off work. I was helping them out. So I was talking the whole game. And then I started drinking because the game was stressing me out because we didn't be able to put away the Packers. And I thought when they were driving down the field that Love was going to throw a touchdown. Just it seems like we weren't getting any pressure, and there was a lot of guys open. Warren is a beast, Benjamin. Joe, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and I like the play of Najee and Warren coming in. They're starter 1A and starter 1B. Steele says they will have to play more open against Cincinnati or they will be blown out. I don't know. Steele, I don't know. That's like racing some thoroughbreds, man. I don't know. You know what we have to do with Cincinnati? Like we're going to have to do when I start talking about the Cleveland game, keeping the offense on the field long with these long drives because we lost another linebacker. We lost two inside linebackers in less than a week, down with injury. Kawan Alexander out, exited in the first quarter, suffered an Achilles injury, out on IR, out for the season. That's two inside linebackers. Now, all we have is LaDainian Roberts and Marcus Robinson. Mark Robinson. They had to sign some people. They signed that guy from Atlanta on the practice squad. They got two practice squad guys. They signed another guy. They're signing all these practice squads guys because we need to get some people. We definitely need to do better. Canada is going to be there all season. They're not going to get rid of Matt. I mean, even though the Buffalo Bills fired Ken Dorsey, their offensive coordinator, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Buffalo Bills were in the top 5 offense. I mean, Josh Allen. I mean, Kyle L's probably, getting angry. I mean, but Allen's got so many picks now, it's ridiculous. And that is the thing about Kenny Pickett. Kenny only has, 4 INTs. So he is on the bottom of the list. So this conservative offense is not what we're used to. There's a lot of plays on the field. I mean, we're all watching it from home, but if you go to the games, I've been told that has been receivers that are open because it's different when you go to the games. I was a season ticket holder for 17 years. You could see people, I had high up. You could see everything. You could see the plays develop. I think Kenny's just not allowed, like I said before, and he's a little bit gun shy. I think maybe, hopefully, is that news? Because I tell you what, Steele, I was looking for some stuff to come on. Steele says Minkah Fitzpatrick is back Sunday. I hope you're right, Steele. I really do, because it could be a game changer, because these quarterbacks are lighting us up, like getting 280 yards, 300 yards. Our secondary is terrible. But I will say that Joey Porter wrapped up and actually tackled. So he can tackle. I'm okay with that. These rookies that we have this year, I'm okay. I would like to see maybe Herbig, the linebacker, maybe go inside, because if we're so short, but they won't do that because they got to give Watts and Highsmith a break. Golden and Herbig come in, and Herbig he's pretty good for a rookie. I mean, he'll be a force. Benjamin says Pickett is awesome. Well, I like to see him. I was going to parlay Kenny Pickett for like 260, and then I jacked it up for the better odds at 300. So I wasn't drunk or nothing. I was just trying to, go for the high odds for the big win. And yeah, Steele, Pat Fryermuth, he returned to practice today, Steele, but he was limited. So hopefully he can come back, because we drafted that Washington tight end, and he got another catch, but they're not utilizing the tight ends because they're not utilizing in the middle of the field because they're running. Oh, Kyle got something to say. Well, I don't know, Kyle. I don't know. There are some offensive people out there, but realistically, the Pittsburgh Steelers do not pay for money for big coaches, Kyle. I mean, you got rid of your offensive coordinator, and you guys were, like I said, in the top 5 or top 10, top 5 of scoring and top offense. You guys, just those interceptions cost you, and losing to Denver is what cost him his job. So, okay. I hope he's back too. But speaking of Fitzpatrick, and I was looking for the graphic because at that end of the game, in the last couple seconds, they called that timeout because Fitzpatrick saw something in the offense, and Terrell Austin, I don't know what he was doing, had his hands in his pants or something. And I think he rolled his eyes when Fitzpatrick told him about that, what he saw, and they called timeout, and that was huge. Steele says Canada doesn't scheme anyone open. I don't think fucking Canada could scheme I don't think he can design anything. His plays are all the same. After he gets to 12 and 15 plays, I don't think he just it boggles my mind, this loyalty stuff that the Steelers do. I know we're winning right now. I understand that, and that's a good thing. But also, too, you can't have two games go down to the wire and get an interception near the goal line or in the red zone. You know what I mean? Because that Steelers defense is not as good as it should be. It's a bend but don't break. It's just those splash defensive plays and those big plays, and having TJ Watt. Cam's back, but also Cam is a little bit banged up. But also, too, the teams released guard Joey Fisher, tight end Scott Washington, all practice people that'll, they're bagging groceries at Bilo, you know what I mean, or working in the XFL. But the Steelers waived earlier in the week, they waived defensive tackle Brendan Fioku. And I don't know why the Steelers don't play this guy. It boggles my mind why he is not getting in there and being a run stopper. He was playing really, really good with the Chargers. I don't know why they didn't sign him and keep him. I think they had a couple guys they were looking at ahead of him, but it just boggles my mind why that guy's not getting in some plays. Okay, Todd says, I saw a lot of reports online that Fitz recognized the alignment, and that's what led to the interception. I don't know if it's true. And Todd, I think you're probably right, because Terrell Austin didn't have a fucking clue. He didn't have a fucking clue what was going on, and he rolled his eyes because I seen it plain as day, because I was on that sports app and I was talking about it right there and then, and you could see him like, hey, Mika, don't tell me how to do my job. And I'm glad that he did, and Steeler Nation is glad that he did too. Steele says, when has anyone settled down in a soft spot in the zone? The Packers were hitting their tight end wide open. Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, Chris, you're absolutely right. He was signed today. Fiecko was signed back to the practice squad, but they need to put him in and give him a helmet. Just give him a helmet. I think one of the linebackers that they signed from Atlanta, one of those linebackers will get a helmet because they only have two inside linebackers. Like I said, Roberts and Robinson. They got to have some backup. That right now is our weak link. Yes, he did surpass Big Brother on the sack. TJ Watt right now has 10.5 sacks. Myles Garrett, when I talk about Cleveland, and I'll talk about it now, Myles Garrett has 11 sacks. But Myles Garrett does not play good against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we shall see. And like Steele said, Pat Freiermuth returned to practice. He was limited. He's got a 21-day window. Hopefully they activate him for this game, because actually this is a stat that I do not like. He only played in 4 games, guys. He has 8 receptions for a measly 53 fucking yards and 2 touchdowns. That is just terrible. That is just terrible. Hey, Scott, cousin Scott from Florida. How you doing, brother? Steele says Benton is playing too good. No room for Fiecko. Yeah, but how about just he's better than Loudermilk, I would say, Steele. You would think? Because I seen Loudermilk out there, getting a couple guys some rests. Watts, Armin Watts has even been out there. Ralph Williams talks about Watts all the time. But I just think as a run stopper, I just think, man, plus Montavious Adams, I'm not a big Adams fan. I know people like him. I just didn't think the Steelers should have kept him. But for, I guess, $1 million or $2 million, that's chump change. Steele says, no, he's only a run supporter. Okay. And they want to put pressure on a quarterback. I mean, it's a shame, though. They got all these players. Some of these players, when the Steelers let them go, when they go to these other teams, they actually produce now. It was never like that before. When you left Pittsburgh Steelers like Yancey Pigpen, you didn't fucking, you know what I mean? You just didn't cut it. Adams is having a good year. I just can't get into him. I know, I know you know your football, Steel. I just can't get it. I just think he's too small as a nose tackle. I think Benton should start. Now, if Montavious Adams goes in for, some sub plays and some kind of packages, I'm okay with that. But, you know, I just think that Adams should sit the bench. I didn't think he was going to make the team this year, but he did. Hey, Joe Betts, thanks for tuning in. And the Steelers also signed, I believe he might be a linebacker, Tyler Murray, to the practice squad because they need players. Yes, that is correct, Craig. And Benton should start. You're absolutely right, Steele. So my Triple B player of the game, okay, based on the 101 yards, huge touchdown, the way he is playing, running the ball, I still like Najee Harris. I'm still a Najee Harris fan. But my Triple B player of the game in the win against the Packers was Jaylen Warren. Boop, there you go. It wasn't Boswell. Usually I give it to Boswell or TJ Watt. I gave it to Dante last week because he scored a touchdown, But okay, this week, Steelers 6-3, Browns 6-3. If the Cincinnati Bengals upset the Ravens, the winner of this game will be the leader in the division. And it's going to be down to the wire. So, and Chris Elliott says Tyler Murray was working at the Amazon when he got the call. Oh, well, hey, he's got out of it during the holiday season, though. Is Harris still the starter, Todd? Yes, I think it's they're both A1 and 1B and 1A. Both of them are going to get they're going to plug them in and out. There's just not one starter, I don't think. I think they're going to platoon them, which is fine. It's just fine. I mean, Najee ran with purpose. He's been running with purpose. And I wanted to get that stat of Najee, how much yards he got, because he's probably, I think it was like 4 or 5. He's got to be at close to 600 yards, but I'm not sure about that one. So, and the Browns last week upset the Ravens 33-31. Okay, the Steelers won the first matchup. That was the Nick Chubb Monday night game when he went out for the season. That was 26-22. But the running back who came in for Chubb rushed for 106 yards on 16 carries, Jerome Ford. And that's what we have to stop come Sunday. And I believe, the good thing about it is, like Craig said, Deshaun Watson is out for the season with a shoulder injury that he got from one of the massage parlors when he slipped on some fucking oil and he tore his fucking rotor cuff. I know Ford is a good back still. I know, but that's all they, because speculation this morning that they were going to have PJ Walker be the starter. That is not the case now. It's going to be Dorian Thompson Robinson will be starting Sunday. A rookie will be starting his first start against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cleveland at 1 p.m. at Cleveland Browns Stadium on CBS. Matt, thanks for tuning in, brother. Look, he's 37 for 20, 130 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Well, you know what we do with rookie quarterbacks? I mean, except for C.J. Stroud, which, lit us up, which I didn't see that coming, and that is going to be probably your rookie of the year. That kid is fucking something. Todd says, I didn't know Deshaun and Kraft were buddies. Yeah, that's probably what slipped. Still, yes, a good record against rookie quarterbacks. I believe it's like, what is it? Well, that was when Dick LeBeau, it was like 15 and 1. I think it might be like 18-2 or something like that. Stroud is legit. Yeah, I've been picking Houston Texans every game since they beat the Steelers in our NFL picks. And Chris says, who will be the starting quarterback for Cleveland? Dorian Thompson Robinson will be the rookie. Will be starting in Cleveland, and the dog pound won't be fucking barking because I don't think there's going to be much to bark about. But also, too, if something happens, quarterback P.J. Walker of XFL fame and a former Carolina Panther, he was 98 for 48. He had 618 yards 1 touchdown, and 5 interceptions. Now, like Steele says, running back Jerome Ford, 124 rushes, 532 yards, 2 touchdowns. But they also signed, when Chubbs went down, they signed that man, Kareem Hunt, back, because he wasn't beating his girlfriend up or whatever he was doing. I thought Steelers were going to pick him up maybe in the offseason, but I was wrong. But we don't need him now because we got, Harris and Warren. What we need now, the Steelers need, is a good kick returner guy. And I think maybe just go with Austin, but that's just me. 70 rushes, 228 yards for Kareem Hunt, and the ticker here is 6 touchdowns since they signed him. So, yeah, because they've probably been scoring a little bit more than the Steelers. Receiver Amari Cooper is the big target. 41 receptions, 715 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a half-decent game against the Steelers. But also, too, the tight end David Inoki, he had a good game against Pittsburgh. He has 38 receptions, 377 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, Cooper only has 2 touchdowns, thank God. McFarland is returning kicks, but he was back last week. But to me, I don't know. He just doesn't have it. I would put Austin back there and let him go, but they're not utilizing Calvin Austin at all, especially in this Matt Canada offense. Nothing. I mean, he got that long touchdown. I mean, but we're not throwing now because I believe that Canada doesn't want Kenny to fucking throw, and they don't want Kenny to have any turnovers. Because if we have turnovers, we can't compete. Because if we have to go in a game where we're gonna fucking start, we gotta score every drive because it's gonna be a shootout, we're fucked. We cannot compete in any shootout, like Steele said earlier on the show. We cannot compete with anybody in a shootout. But realistically, the AFC, I don't think Kansas City's that fucking good this year. Denver beat them, but the AFC is. I thought at first part of the, first part of this season that the AFC was stronger, but now it's not as strong. And now the 49ers came back. They just beat the piss out of Jacksonville bad. So now, they break that 3-game losing streak, and they turn to the way they was when they played Pittsburgh in the first 3 weeks, and Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know. It could be, we got to get to the game. So, defensively, Myles Garrett, like I said, 11 sacks. Cornerbacks, Martin Emerson and Denzel Ward, both are tied with 2 INTs. Steele says if they can throw in the fourth, they can rest. They can the rest of the game. Yeah, but why is it always going to come down to like the last 5 minutes of the game? All they had to do against the Packers was those 3 drives was to just get the last drive was just to get a first down. They just, I don't know, just the play calling was, and also too that they called Calvin Austin on that pick when they threw it to George Pickens. That was a good play. I didn't think it was a pick, but other people stated that it was. But that would probably iced on the cake there. Well, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. I don't know who plays this week. I don't know. We're doing our college and NFL picks tomorrow at 7:00. 1 hurdle, 1 drop pass, and illegal pick play. Yeah, that whole series was bad. So if the illegal pick play wouldn't have happened, we'd have had a first down. And then maybe the Packers wouldn't have had that much time for that last drive. But like you said, and everybody else saw it still, they had so much open space. They were just, getting a lot of big chunks of yardage, which actually sucks. And our secondary has been giving up big yardage all game. Not so much like killer plays. And Patrick Peterson was on that one deflection for an interception. He had a better game, but our man and everybody's fucking man, Levi Wallace, is fucking terrible. He's god awful. He's 3 steps behind. I think he had 2 of those touchdowns Sunday was against Levi Wallace. So hopefully, since Cleveland Browns got a young rookie quarterback. They're not going to pass. They are going to fucking run the ball with Ford and Hunt and throw short fucking. It's going to be like our offense, probably. Very conservative, and they're not going to. I don't think they're going to, air it out. There's no way. Hey Shane, how you doing? There's no way that this rookie quarterback is actually going to be airing it out going against T.J. Watt and Highsmith, and there's just no way. I just don't see it. I can't see it. So, and like I said, the injury report as of Wednesday, didn't practice was Dante Johnson, Keanu Neal, Fitzpatrick. Still says he's looking to play Sunday. That would be a big bonus. Montavious Adams with the ankle injury still, and then Freiermuth was limited. The Brownies do suck, Shane, but the Brownies are 6-3. You got to remember that. And their defense is a very good defense. Shane and everybody out there at the in the internet land, the Cleveland Browns defense is actually pretty good. And our offense, we were lucky. We scored. I think we scored. 14 points on defensive touchdowns in the first game. That ain't gonna happen this game. Chris Elliott says, "What's up with these D-backs not turning and looking for the ball? It blows my mind." Well, it's Levi Wallace. He's 3 steps behind. But like I said before, I give props for Joey Porter for wrapping up. I mean, Joey still, he's a rookie. He's not letting up the big plays, which is good, and hey, he can wrap up. That's something that was good to see. Now, there were 16 players on Cleveland that were on today's injury report. Pierre Strong, Marcus Goldman, their receiver. They have 3 linemen that I believe are out for this game. Joel Beninato, Wyatt Teller, and DeJuan Jones. DeJuan Jones was that rookie that they drafted. That big guy is huge. And receiver David Bell and safety Juan Thornhill. So there was a lot of players. Goldwyn has a concussion, and they had 16 players on the injury reserve. Todd says, does this kid for the Browns have a bigger arm than Kenny? I don't know. I think Kenny has moxie. I said that last year. I mean, Kenny's great when in the fourth quarter, but it also shows Kenny Pickett's doesn't crack under pressure though, which is good. Now he's getting bashed now because he's not getting all the stats. You know what I mean? As a first rookie quarterback is, and he's not putting up numbers. But also too, we're 6-3, and we're 6-3. Not by Matt Canada's great fucking offensive prowess. We are 6-3, stopping 2 teams scoring, and in a couple games, we just happen to take away the takeaways because actually, the Browns lead the NFL in giveaways, and the Steelers are tied for the league in takeaways. So if we get a couple, turnovers and we score, hopefully if we get the ball, in the first drive and drive the whole way down there and score, that'll be the 3rd game that we actually did that. Like I said, the last game was the first time we did 3 scoring series in a row, and that hasn't happened for a long, long time. And I think the last time it happened was against the Chargers when Big Ben was trying to have that comeback victory, and he was lighting them up, throwing quick touchdowns, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And we almost beat the Chargers, that, or it was the Minnesota game where we shit our pants in the first half, and then Ben tried to rally us in the second half, and it was a little bit too late, So Shane says no quarterback, but the Steelers don't have an O-line or an offense. But Shane, the O-line blocked for 200 and some yards last week, even though it was the Green Bay Packers. That was the first time that the Steelers went over 200 and some yards in a long time. So we are going to be running the ball, Shane, with Broderick Jones in the lineup the last 2 games. The run offense has been extraordinary. You do not see a 6-8 pound tackle pulling for a trap and blowing a hole where my fucking Dago ass could run through. Like, I seen that on my TV and I was like, holy heck. So I mean, that is something, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. So I'm gonna before I get to my official pick of the score of the game, I want to give a shout out and do some advertising as usual. Because I like to do that. But also too, the Triple B Experience is sponsored as a proud sponsor because I go there to eat sometimes. Bob's Pizza, where you can I get a Wop Ho, 5 slices, and a root beer for under $13. It's like $12 and some cents. You know, yeah. So and also, boop, Watkins Boxing. They moved it up to a top of Uptown Fitness. So it's if you want to join boxing, if your kids want to box, you live in an Indiana County area, go up and talk to Brandon. He's a great dude. He's great for the community. And if you have kids that want to, learn something, it's also to get in shape. I pay a monthly fee and I just hit the bag. So, and I've been doing it for many, many years. Todd says Jones does look agile. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And also, I want to give a big shout out. Now, this is totally different than football, but I will be on this show on November 24th. Larry and the guys from a Pro Wrestling Extreme podcast. He's got a big show that night on the 24th, next Friday night. Yours truly of the Triple B Experience will be on. A lot of guys from the panel will be on, but I will not have a show competing with Larry that day. I just think that's crazy. Larry has been busting his ass doing getting ready for the show. And you know what? I do enough shows and I can be flexible because it is the holidays to be flexible. Maybe I'll do an experience show. What we're going to be doing is doing a WWE Survivor Series pick Tuesday, and maybe I can do a show any other time. But Friday night, because it's Thanksgiving next week, and Friday night's going to be Black Friday. And I'm not going to, it's like having, 2 wrestling shows on the same in the same town on the same day, which is fucking stupid. Steeler Freak. All right, man. It's been a while. The luckiest team in the NFL right now using the Google. Yeah. Luck. I'll take luck and good and luck. Still says Wapo. Well, yeah. Hey, it's the money, Steel. 12, less than $12. Yeah. I had a Santos hoagie the other day. I mean, I'm trying to watch what I eat, but it is the holidays. It's, Barry Stump, thanks for tuning in to the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty show. Yeah, so, yeah, I think I got all the, like tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, we'll be doing our NFL picks and college picks with myself, special field correspondent Shane Stodmiller, Rich Smoke from Philadelphia, and Freight Train from Steelers Realm podcast. I don't know if he works or whatever, but if he works, he gives the picks to Rich, because Rich keeps up, see who's winning and stuff. And then he's got to go at 9 o'clock to get on the show of his Steelers Realm show, where they're going to be talking about the Steeler Cleveland game. I think that's at 9 o'clock because they do Thursdays, and I try not to compete with them either. But also, too, tomorrow after my show, or after my show with the NFL picks and college and NFL picks, I figure I combine it, is I will be on this show. It's my radio show, Wrestle Talk Across the Country. It's a national radio show. That is right. I am on with host Mark Mancini, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. We talk professional wrestling. It's all across the United States. Last week, we were drawing big numbers, and hopefully we want to get bigger numbers. But that is my radio gig. I never thought I'd have a radio gig, but I do. And I also do 3 or 4 of these lovely podcasts a week. And then I'm looking to do some interviews. I got a hold of Bob Rufner and Barbecue Bob, and maybe Tammy Savinsky to come on to sing, because Tammy does some original stuff, and she's looking maybe to perform in Indiana, maybe sometime. That'll be good. And I'm sure she'll get a lot of people, and we'll see where that goes. And then always try to get some names to come in and people that I know for an interview one-on-one. But my Steeler pick, and I'm taking Pittsburgh because I don't go against them. It's not going to be high scoring. I will say 20-10. 20-10, Pittsburgh, with Pittsburgh Steelers controlling the clock with a lot of run. They're going to have that offense is going to be pounding the ball. So I think, but the Browns defense is very, very good. So does TJ Watt get another strip sack? Highsmith get an interception for a touchdown? We are competing against a rookie quarterback. You know what it means. Smoke, Rich Smoke's in the house. Tomorrow night, brother. You know what it means going against a rookie quarterback. Things could happen. Now, maybe I'll parlay it. I don't know. Hopefully George Pickens, can get something because they got to get him ready and get him out of there. Hey, Mr. Martello, how you doing? Chris Elliott, 23-13. I think I said 20-10. Yeah, mine was 20-10. So, yeah, I'll go with 20-10. Oh, my God, that's funny. 9-6. Boss field goals. I'll take it. I will take it. 7-3. I did pick them to go 12-5. Oh, still 28-9 Pittsburgh. Mr. Martello will be at the game tomorrow night. Hell Pitt. All right. Yes, Mr. Martello, we're going to get you on to interview you and your experiences working in the Pittsburgh sports scene as you do. Anyone know if the over and under is still 33.5? Oh, I don't know about that, Todd. I'm not sure. I don't know if I would take. I don't know if I would go under. But I'm not real good at betting because I'm shitty. Like I parlayed last week. I was looking for whatever. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was looking. I just, I try. I'm not like Morty. Brian Lamort can fucking roll around in shit, pig shit, and smell like $1 million. I don't know how he does it. But, yeah, so tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, college picks. I know you guys like to come on and give your picks too, and we appreciate it. The four of us, we'll be doing it, and then Freight Train, we should be done by, I got to be done by 8:30 because I got the radio show, I think, at 8:30 tomorrow, I think. Oh, 21-17 Pittsburgh, Craig says. Okay. Well, that's good. I don't see anybody taking Cleveland. I mean, we were going to have Sheiky from Cleveland, and we would have been censored as always. But like I said when I started the show, get well to Sheiky. He was under the weather. He just couldn't do it tonight. And I know he would have been excited, to have this rivalry against the Browns and Steelers as we have for the last 20-some years when we were, when we talked the shit. And the last show, I thought was going to get me taken off, but it didn't. Let's see. Is the heel from Philly going to be on tomorrow night? Yes. Rich Smoke will be in the house tomorrow. And then maybe Friday night when we're going to do the Triple B Experience, we're going to do our AEW picks. And then next Tuesday is the Survivor Series picks because the holidays are coming. So I got to be flexible. And then next Wednesday, I'll be doing the Steelers show because next week is going to be a big, huge matchup. But we got to get through this week first because next week's going to be something. So Steelers Freak says, 2 concerns. The Browns D comes out with an extra edge, and the Steelers running back should watch themselves. But I think, you know what, Steeler Freak? Myles Garrett does not disrupt the Steelers in the last couple games. Dan Moore owned him in Big Ben's last game. Dan Moore sent him to school, which was probably Dan Moore's best game ever as a tackle. If it's the Browns, flush it down. I'm not watching. Yeah, I couldn't watch it either. So, yeah, I mean, I see, but Broderick Jones is a beast. And since he came in the lineup because Chooks said some derogatory shit and they benched him, and they just need to, cut his salary and do whatever. He's making $28 million. He's not worth it. But we do need depth on the line, though. We definitely do. Yes, we do have to play Porter more. Yes. I think he should be starting, but that's just me. Maybe for, Levi Wallace, because Levi Wallace cost 2 touchdowns. But like I said, 20-10 Pittsburgh. If you haven't hit like and subscribe, if you just jumped on, you could go back and hit the replay and listen to it because, if you want to listen to Steelers talk, This is one of the podcasts and Steelers, that's going around. There's a lot of Steeler podcasts. No, he didn't. Like I said, the last 2 games still, Myles Garrett didn't do shit. Washington should become a tackle next year. Oh, I don't know. I think he could be impressive, but they're not using him, freak. They're just not. It's this Canada not using the tight ends. And well, hopefully Freiermuth comes back and makes a difference, but he only had 58 yards. He wasn't. This offense is just not susceptible to high stats. Didn't he prove he should be on the last game? Oh, I agree, but I mean, I'm just a podcaster, brother. I'm not Austin or Tomlin. You know what I mean? I just give my opinion. I still think Matt Canada sucks as an offensive coordinator. And like I said, there's not many people out there that support him, and we have to deal with it for the rest of the season because the Pittsburgh Steelers will not fire anybody during the season. They just don't do it, and it won't ever happen. So next year they can get rid of him. By February, he'll be gone, I hope. Because, I mean, other teams do it. So Pittsburgh Steelers got to get with the times. This ain't the 70s anymore. So, but, that's just how it is. So, like I said, I think I wrapped everything up. Wait, hold on. Canada's improving a little bit more now that he's on the field. Doesn't matter if he's on the booth, he's on the field, he's up somebody's ass. He's not good. He is not good. He has never been good anywhere. It's the players that are probably playing it just for just getting through the adversities of having him as a coach, and they're winning in spite of Canada. I'm just not a big. I just never liked Matt Canada. It's just, he's terrible. There's a lot of people out there that can run an offense. You know what I mean? Kenny could light him up and be, passing for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns or 340. Yeah, I agree. Yep, I agree. Picking in Canada should be ready by 2033. Holy fuck, I'll be damn near 70 years old. Steele says he's not an NFL coordinator. I agree. He's not a bus boy either at fucking Permane Brothers either. But honestly, Tomlin doesn't have any good coaches anyway. They're all fucking mediocre. And Austin got out coached by fucking Fitzpatrick in that last play that saved the fucking touchdown and got an interception. Austin's just he wasn't good when he was with Detroit. They should have kept Brian Flores, but they wouldn't because he's too much. It's just too much, and he wanted to do his own thing, I guess. So, okay. Well, hey, guys, I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Still, was good seeing you. Got to get you over to the house so we can get some brewskis. Mediocre is too nice. Yeah. Mediocre Mike, that's what Ralph calls him. Some of the signs I see in the stands are hilarious. Oh, I bet, brother. I bet. Canada's lowest paid. Well, he's a Dollar General coach. Dollar General. And Todd said, you said it before, Tomlin doesn't like anyone better than him. Oh, I agree. But also, too, everybody's starting to see the Tomlin stuff is starting to sway, and people are he's getting stagnant in the standard. So what if you got a winning record? But you know what I mean? Jeff Fisher was a good coach, too, but fuck, they got rid of him. You know what I mean? It's everybody. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl and got rid of their coach fucking 2 years later. Rich Smoke says it all the time. I mean, and that's true. We just don't though. We just keep. It's like working, having a job and the people are shitty and they're shitty and they just keep working there. You know what I mean? Because you can't do nothing. It's not me. I'm just saying. So, okay, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Share this with people. Tell people about my podcast because maybe I can make $1 and, get out of, retire from this. That's not the case. But you never know. Something can go viral, and then you never know. I just, maybe I'll have my OnlyFans and do whatever. $19.90 a month with 3,000 people. I can, next to go. Oh, maybe. Buffalo, there's Buffalo swaying. Buffalo is swaying. You're right, Steele. The national media loves Tomlin. Hey, that's disrespectful to Dollar General. Yeah. And then Todd, thank you. Let's see. Did you know the color scheme? Ah, you're right. Well, there you go. No OnlyFans, brother. Hey, there's a lot of hard up women, brother, but I'm married now. So, hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great night. Like I said, tomorrow at 7 will be the College Shane's Top 10 college picks, and then we'll do our weekly NFL with the four of us, giving our breakdown real quick as we run rampant. It was supposed to be the fastest 20 minutes, but the fastest 20 minutes turned into an hour. So, but it is what it is. But then also, too, I got to do a radio show afterwards. So I'm the hardest working podcaster in Western Pennsylvania. So, okay, everybody, you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Love the support. Thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow if you like football and if you like pulp culture and wrestling and all that other shit, because the crazy shit's on Friday. See me at 9 o'clock. Just see me anytime the notification comes on live. That's all you got. Peace out, people. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.